What's up, guys? This is Farouk from the African Fighters, and today we'll be looking at Amanda Nunes, the woman goat, the greatest female athlete of all time in mixed martial arts. Although this time we're looking at her not for the perfect reason, for some kind of negativity or backlash or criticism she's receiving from the MMA media and also from fans around the world. Nunes suffered a shocking defeat to Juliana Pena at UFC269 this past weekend. A defeat that shocked the world. A lot of people could not believe it. I myself didn't believe it because one name that I believe will give Amanda a top fight and a run for her money is Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina has fought Amanda Nunes twice in a close fight, and both fights went to the distance. And she seems like the one female fighter who can stand toe to toe with Amanda Nunes. But unknown to us, there is one Juliana Pena who stunned the world and submit Amanda Nunes in just the second round to become the new UFC women bantamweight champion. Top MMA personalities and former fighters are accusing Amanda Nunes for quitting against Juliana Pena after she tapped in the second round. The like of Joe Rogan, well-respected Joe Rogan, said Amanda Nunes gassed out in the second round, and as a champion of a two-division champion, she's supposed to be well conditioned to know that this is a war and to be able to go all 5 rounds anytime she's going to a fight. So he's kind of implying that Amanda Nunes did not take the fight seriously, and he was kind of harsh about that, which is understandable. DC Daniel Cormier believed Amanda Nunes should have gone to sleep in the sign of showing bravery as a goat, as a woman goat, as a two-division champion. She should have gone to sleep instead of tapping that quickly. Charles Sonnen also called Amanda Nunes a quitter before the submission choke. Michael Bisping, on the other hand, understood what was happening and said, as a fighter, the purpose is for one fighter to make another fighter quit. And he felt Amanda Nunes was defeated, she was beaten. Before we go further into this video, please show your support by subscribing to our channel, youtube.com/theafricanfighters. As you can see on the screen, we have some exciting videos for you to watch, different content, the African Fighters list, short videos, interviews. We have a lot of content, and now we're trying to bring in more content from other fighters across the globe, not just African fighters. So you can see we have 900 subscribers. We would like you guys to take us to 1,000 subscribers. So come here and click the subscribe button. Tack. Thank you. Let's get back to the video. Juliana Pena told the MMA world and MMA media months ago that she is the one to shock the world to defeat Amanda Nunes to become the new champ. Although not a lot of people believed her. I think maybe just her family member, her coaches, and herself at that time may believe what she's saying. And she said for a long time that Amanda Nunes was ducking the fight when Nunes pulled out of the UFC 265 card when she contracted COVID-19. Amanda Nunes was scheduled to fight Juliana Pena in August, but the fight did not go through. So Pena came up and told the media that Amanda is scared. Amanda should be stripped, that she is scared to fight her. And she said her strategy is just to go in there and bully Amanda Nunes. She's going to become the bully, that the bully is going to get bullied. Now let me walk you through the fight itself. What really happened? Amanda Nunes was a clear favorite, and she was there to dominate, destroy, and defeat Juliana Pena to remain and steal the UFC women bantamweight champion, the two-division champion. But the opposite happened. The fight started. Juliana Pena came out looking a bit nervous. According to the commentary, she looked a bit scared, and Amanda Nunes was the aggressor. She came out aggressive, throwing punches, throwing jabs, and minutes into the first round, she caught Juliana Pena with I think a calf kick or a leg kick, and Juliana Pena slipped and fell down. But Juliana Pena, credit to her, she got back up immediately and continued fighting. She was coming forward, still trying to beat the aggressor, trying to push Amanda backward to the cage. Amanda was coming forward. Amanda threw some combination, caught her with a jab. Amanda Nunes continued to dominate the fight, and 2 minutes into the first round, Amanda Nunes threw a front kick and followed up with the overhead right, which dropped Juliana Pena immediately. Juliana Pena was on the ground. Amanda Nunes jumped at her, trying to put up a submission attempt. Juliana Pena was struggling. She was scrambling. She didn't panic. She was confident. She was calm. Nunes was trying to submit Juliana Pena in the first round, just like she has done to her previous 14th opponent, submitting them or finishing them in the first round. But that was not the case this time around. Juliana Pena scrambled and turned the submission attempt into a Kimura attempt. So she reversed Amanda Nunes and was trying to submit her in a Kimura lock. Amanda looked a bit worried and she was a bit tired, looking at her coaches, telling them she's okay, but you could tell she was in a nervous situation. Luckily for her, the round came to an end, and they got back to their corners. In the start of the second round, Amanda Nunes looked fatigued. Juliana Pena could notice that sign. She came forward, swinging, jabbing. She caught Amanda Nunes, I think, at some point in time, 5 straight jabs. She was landing the better punches. She was winning the round. Amanda Nunes was swinging. She wasn't connecting. Juliana Pena was taking the fight to Amanda Nunes. She was bullying Amanda Nunes. At some point in time, she almost knocked out Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes fell to the cage, trying to stick and try to catch her breath and stay on the cage. Juliana Pena dragged her, slammed her, or took her down. And taking her down, Juliana Pena goes straight for submission via rear naked choke, fixing her into the submission attempt, holding Amanda Nunes before a strong grip. Nunes tapped, and Juliana Pena became the new UFC women bantamweight champion. So now to the $1 million question: did Amanda Nunes give up? Did she quit in the fight? So to answer this question, I am going to say Amanda Nunes did not quit. Amanda Nunes, in my opinion, she didn't quit. Amanda Nunes was defeated. She was broken. She could not continue. She almost got knocked out clean. So she was tired. She was in bad condition, and she could not continue. So she tapped to save her life. That's how I would say. I would say she tapped to save her life. She didn't quit by no means whatsoever. It's easy to sit down and say fighter quit, although it's hard to see ex-fighters coming out to say fighters quit. Even though they've been in that situation, they know what it is to be in that situation. And first of all, to get into the cage to fight is, you deserve a lot of props and credit because you're putting your life on the line. And then to put yourself in that critical situation, I think it's uncalled for, should not be tolerated, and should not be allowed. That's why tapping is part of the rules. It's part of the signal you give to the ref to tell the ref that you're out. You can't continue this fight. So I think Amanda Nunes tapping is a wise thing to do, and also to look at the double standard or the hypocrisy in this situation. When you listen to the commentary or the commentators, sometimes the same DC and Rogan in the commentary, and a fighter is being submitted maybe via Amba or via Kimura. The next thing you hear Joe Rogan and DC saying is that he needs to tap. If he doesn't tap, he's going to break his hand. So why are they not calling the person who is tapping in a Kimura or in a Amba, where the hand is to be broken or the leg is to be broken? Why are they not calling it quit? Why are they not calling the fighter a quitter? When Conor McGregor tapped against Khabib, nobody said he was a quitter. He went to sleep almost twice in that fight during the submission. That was a neck crank. People were giving credit to Khabib and giving credit to Conor for staying neck crank before tapping. So why are we blaming Amanda Nunes for tapping when she is struggling for dear life? So I think Amanda Nunes was beaten. She was broken mentally, physically. She was exhausted. She needed to be out of that fight, or else something bad could happen. So now here are the reasons why I think Amanda Nunes was beaten and broken and she didn't tap. Number one reason could be overconfidence, or could be over dominant, I would say. Amanda Nunes has dominated the whole women division. She's a two-time champion. She was on a 12-fight winning streak before fighting Juliana Pena. She has only 2 losses in her entire UFC career. UFC career. I think 1 defeat before losing to Pena. So she has 2 losses in 16 fights. 14 of her fights are by way of finishes in the first round. So she has also been the bully. She bullied her opponent, and they get scared. They get broken home before the fight starts. So this may affect Amanda Nunes. She's not well prepared, or she underestimates her opponent this time around. Maybe this could be one of the factors. And number 2 factor, maybe weight cut. Amanda Nunes is a big strong woman, as you can see from her physique. Even during the weigh-ins, she looked in incredible shape. But you know, she's a natural 145 pound fighter, and she cut down to 135 to make bantamweight. So the weight cut may also be an issue, which we don't know, and that may affect her. Number 3 might be lackluster preparation, which led to poor conditioning, and which also led to her taking her foot off the pedal, believing my opponent is going to come in and get folded and quit. So she was expecting it to be an easy fight. Number 4, she could not bully Pena as she's used to in the past, where she bullied her opponent. Pena was in there, didn't quit, as people will say it. Pena struggled from the first submission attempt by Amanda Nunes, reversed the submission attempt, and tried to submit Amanda via Kimura. So the 5th reason is also a critical reason which nobody's talking about. This is health reason. If you all remember, Amanda Nunes pulled out of UFC269 in August due to COVID-19 complications. She tested positive for COVID-19, and August to December is just 4 months. So let's assume she recovered in September. So she had just 3 months to properly recover. Those people who have been affected by COVID will tell you what they go through. They get tired, they get weak, they feel exhausted all the time. So this could be one of the reasons why Amanda could not last longer than we used to see her in the past. Her body is still trying to adapt to the whole situation post-COVID. So Amanda Nunes' health reason could be one of the reasons. Lastly, Amanda Nunes realized, being an experienced fighter, that her body is giving up on her. She knew she was done. She knew her body can't continue. She knew she may put herself in complicated situation. Like I said, recovering from COVID, most people say COVID affect the lungs and all that. So imagine being choked out. This could lead to more complication from her chest and her breathing. Choking also can lead to some form of brain damage as well. And from what Juliana Pena said Amanda Nunes, she spoke to MMA Hour, told the area Helwani that Amanda Nunes had no choice but to tap. People are quick to say that she quit. She did not quit. Juliana Pena continued saying she was getting choked. She had no choice but to tap. I would have broke her neck. She tapped because she had no choice. So for me, I think Amanda Nunes did the right thing to have tapped out, which signifies she being done. She was defeated, which shows that she could not continue. She did not quit. And it is high time we encourage fighters in mixed martial or combat sport to know when their body is giving up on them, and to know when to stop fighting, to know when to accept defeat and live to fight another day. So now, what do you guys think? Do you want to see Amanda Nunes fight Juliana Pena again for the rematch to reclaim her UFC Women Bantamweight title? Or do you want to see Amanda Nunes go to featherweight and defend her belt against a possible signee, UFC signee Kayla Harrison, which will be a fun fight for us to see? So what do you think? Tell us what you think about the video. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Try to get us to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to put in some awesome contents for you to watch, and stay tuned to this channel. We love you guys. Bye for now. Peace.